Welcome back to the channel, back with another exciting update. It appears that Pulsechain and Pulsex is officially breaking out. The analysis that we posted yesterday and a few days ago is starting to take place. Now, before I get started, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, click the bell notification icon so you can stay up to date with all my recent videos. Remember, guys, nothing that you see in this video is financial advice, so always make sure to do your own independent research. And with that being said, pause the video, click the link in my description, and join the Telegram group so you can stay up to date with all my recent updates, news updates, technical updates, and much, much more. Now, we're going to do a live price update today. This is going to be an exciting one. Now, before we actually get started, I want to put things into perspective. Now, Hex, the OG project, currently so far for the day is up 6.26%. If we look at Pulsechain currently is up 16.92%, and Pulsex leading the way in percentage gains is up 24.23%. So as you can see, we do have a hierarchy of projects that, I mean, let's just put it this way. If you are someone that is just looking for one of the projects to go for in the Pulsechain ecosystem, or, whether there's Pulsechain, Pulsex, Hex, or some other coin, you need to understand how high these projects can climb in alignment with your objectives, right? So if you're someone that's just looking for short-term gains, well, as I mentioned before, Pulsex would be the gem to be in at the moment. But if you're looking for longer-term gems, then maybe you want to go for A, B, and C. Again, we could talk about that a little later in the video. But firstly, as you can see, this is Pulsex, broke above the 61.8 fib area, exactly as we anticipated, and it looks like we're starting to make sharp moves to the upside. And don't forget, as I mentioned before, this is less than 1 month old, so the volatility is going to be insane. We are going to see straight line moves. We're going to see, downwards moves, right? So it's not going to be as slow as many people may anticipate, which is why I said to everybody I believe a week ago, if you want to make life-changing percentage gains, you want to start positioning yourselves now. I believe you have less than 2 weeks to do this. It's up to you on what you want to do. Now, let's just show you Pulsechain before we move forward. So Pulsechain similarly also starting to move to the upside, a little bit slower than Pulsex. So I guess if you want, less volatility, Pulsechain may be the project that you may want to be a part of rather than a Pulsex or any of the new projects, right? So it all depends on your appetite for risk, your appetite for volatility, and more. But similarly, I don't have the fib up, but this is currently above the 61.8 fib area, also indicating we are going to see serious upside bullish pressure. And here's the good news: Pulsechain and Pulsex is currently moving in alignment with the overall market. And as I mentioned, as it stands for the short term, this is ideally what we would like to see, right? It will be very disheartening if the overall market breaks out in June and Pulsex and Pulsechain continue their downside pressure. So let me show you what I am talking about. So for example, and I did mention it in yesterday's video, but now would be a great time to demonstrate what I actually mean, right? So, and again, shortly in Crypto Crew Premium, we're going to get into this in more detail. I'm going to outline what's likely to happen over the weekend, and of course I will talk about which project will be best for you potentially, right? Because it depends on what you want to achieve, etc. And remember, first week of June, we're going to be releasing a new project in the Pulsechain ecosystem that we believe will do better than Pulsechain and Pulsex combined by percentage gains in the short term. So if you want access to that, it would be a great time to join Crypto Crew Premium, link in the description. Do not waste any more time. As I said, you have a limited amount of time to ensure that you achieve life-changing percentage gains. Now let's continue. So this is what I mean, right? So although yes, we are starting to move to the upside, but this is what we don't want to see. We don't want to see this up, down. We reject this area here, and then we move back down, right? That's not what we want to see, right? So at the end of the day, this movement is exciting. I do think, although a lot of people in this space are not really aware of the correlations of the overall market, but what I would say to you is, believe me, the correlation as it stands is a good thing, right? Because if not, the last thing we want is for PulseX and Pulsechain to basically sell off, range, and then you essentially miss an entire epic market move. But as it stands, that doesn't look like that is the case at all, which is super, super good news, right? So that's super good. Now, what I would say to everybody watching this, I know I just showed you 24%, 16% for Pulsechain, and you're probably thinking to yourself, well, you know, isn't that it for now? Should I wait for a pullback? Should I do this? Should I do that? As I said to you in yesterday's video, I would not be paying attention to the price action in depth. Remember, the only reason why I'm doing this video is because I want everybody that follows and subscribes to my channels to have a deeper insight and to have more of an edge over everybody else in the market, right? That's the only reason why I'm doing this, and it obviously broadens your perspective. But as I mentioned, although yes, your entries are super important at this time, again, if you want entries, Crypto Crew Premium, but at the same time, I wouldn't be paying too much attention to the in-depth technicals, because once price goes into price discovery mode, which is the best thing we can hope for right now, and I think it will actually happen, again, that's going to be a Crypto Crew Premium exclusive shortly, so again, sign up using the link below. Once that does happen, you just want to make sure that you're in before these kinds of, before we head into that price discovery level, right? So that would be my objective, for now. Let's say you're just someone that just wants to sit along from the sideline, maybe just have one entry, maybe achieve a measly 1,000% or so, then I guess that, that's probably, in my opinion, one of the best strategies, right? Just find a great entry at this area and then just leave it, right? But if you're someone that's looking for the 10,000x, that 100,000% gain, that potential 1,000,000% gain, then obviously it's going to take a lot more strategy. You do have to focus on the exits and much, much more. And for exit strategies, again, that's going to be something that we're going to be talking about in depth in our Crypto Crew Premium channel as well. But we have exciting times ahead. Our eyes are going to be glued on Pulsechain and PulseX over the weekend. I do think it's going to be an epic weekend. Hopefully, that obviously depends on what happens over the next few hours and of course the weekend. But again, if you want in-depth insight into that, join Crypto Crew Premium now. We're about to do our weekend outlook. Bullish, bearish, what happens next? Find out now. Until next update, seize the day.